Hey, it's Greg Burdine, Pastor at Faith Baptist Church. Hope you're having a wonderful Tuesday. Good day today. I got a couple of meetings today that I'm going to be going to. We're planning already the Good Friday service. It's going to be at Jasper Bible Church this year. Should be good. And then I'm meeting together with a couple of guys that are doing discipleship. So that's really nice to be able to do that, having lunch with some people. So it's wonderful. And hopefully you're having a great day today. Sunday was really good. I really enjoy getting into the book of Hebrews and finding out what it says. There's so many things, and I'm so glad I don't have to come up with a sermon to a degree. I mean, yeah, I gotta kind of find some illustrations and some things like that. But the truth is there. The word is there. All I got to do is explain it and try to apply it to our life, and it is powerful. And I want to kind of follow up on this past Sunday when we talk about God's certain promises. When God has promised us something, it is going to happen 100%. The problem is, it doesn't always happen in our timetable. Uh, the writer of Hebrews gives the example of Abraham. Talks about that Abraham was given a promise. And then in verse 15 of Hebrews 6, this is what it says. And so, after he had patiently endured, he obtained the promise. Two words. He patiently endured. We don't like to patiently endure anything. God promised Abraham a son, but the fulfillment did not come right away. It came after years and years and years. Doubts surfaced. Um, he believed, but he had to wait. His faith was tested. We often want immediate results, don't we? But God often works his best work in delays. Patience doesn't mean inactivity, doesn't mean we don't do something, but it just means that we just got to wait for God's perfect timing for it to happen. Trust in God means we let time unfold to God's perfect plan. I can still remember our Bible college teacher telling us a story. He said, suppose you ordered a car from Detroit and it was going down the assembly line and they pointed at the very beginning of the assembly line and they said, that's your car. And you say, I want my car now. They said, no. All the pieces have to be together. And you're waiting and you're waiting and waiting. And finally you say, I don't care. I want it now. And so it's just a little while before the final assembly. And they say, here it is. And they give it to you in pieces. Now you've got to put it together. If you'd have waited, it'd have been all finished and exactly in the right order. Talking to a family, and they've been praying for God to do something in their life for several years, and it seems like nothing's budging. And how do I wait? I know God wants to do something. I know God doesn't mean you don't do anything. It just means sometimes you got to wait. Abraham obtained the promise. The baby was born, but it was after long endurance. Faith believes, patience waits, and together they get what God wants. So here's a good question to ask yourself today. What promise are you waiting on God to fulfill? What promise is it that you say, yeah, I've been, and sometimes we can get to the point where we say, I've been waiting so long, I'm about ready to give up. But maybe that's what God's seeing is how important is this to you? There are some things that you just need to give up. But other things you say, I will never give up on that one. So pray this prayer. Father, strengthen my faith while I wait. Teach me patience, rooted in trust in you. Sometimes you have to remind yourself, Lord, I know you're going to answer this prayer, but I just don't like to wait. But help me have faith and trust in you. God bless each of you that are waiting for God to do something, and may he do it in his perfect timing, and may you be glad